हरे कृष्णा। नहीं, वो फिर मना कर दिया, जरूरत नहीं। हरे कृष्णा आदृश्य। हरे कृष्णा कुशाग्र।
हरे
हरे
कृष्णा।
कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्णा उमंग। कुशाग्र मिश्रा, आप कहाँ से हैं? इंट्रोड्यूस कर सकते हैं आपको, कहाँ से हैं आप?
सर ग्वालियर से सर, ग्वालियर मध्य प्रदेश।
ओके, विच ईयर?
सर फर्स्ट ईयर।
ओके, फर्स्ट ईयर। कैसे आप कनेक्ट में आए?
सर मैं था कनेक्ट में, मानवीन भैया के साथ था कनेक्ट में, इस्कॉन
अच्छा
के
अच्छा,
साथ, तो मैं
ओके
आया भी था सर, फर्स्ट कैंप में आया था।
ओके ओके,
दिल्ली।
वेरी नाइस, ठीक है। और उमंग, आपका क्या चल रहा है? ठीक है।
हेलो।
हाँ ठीक है उमंग।
जी प्रभु जी।
ओके। और ये क्या नाम है? अदृश्य।
जी सर।
ठीक हो आप?
नहीं, ठीक तो नहीं होगा।
ठीक नहीं हो? अच्छा
नो
ठीक है।
सर।
आप मेरे लाइफ में आप एक पहले इंसान मिले हो जो जिसने सत्य बात कही है। नहीं तो जनरली आप अगर कोई आईसीयू में भी लेटा होगा, बहुत सारे वेंटिलेटर लगे हैं, उसको पूछोगे कैसे हो आप, बोलेगा ठीक हूँ। So you are a truthful person, because we discussed yesterday, nobody in this world is actually fine. But now you need to understand how we can become fine. Okay, so we'll proceed ahead. We'll just wait for 30 seconds more because it's 8 o'clock right now. If more students join, then we'll start. ये दरवाजा दरवाजा लगा दो। तब तक कुशाग्र, आप बता सकते हैं कि आपने अभी तक क्या क्या अटेंड कर रखा है, कितना आप जानते हैं?
सर क्या?
आपने कितने सेशन अटेंड कर रखे हैं अभी तक?
सर सेशंस तो सर करता रहता हूँ सर, वो चक्रवर्ती सर के करता हूँ, और भी एक सर थे उनके भी किए थे। वो अभी बीच में सर, अभी क्या है, मिड सेम वगैरह हमारे चल रहे हैं,
ओके
तो
ओके
उस चक्कर में मैं आ नहीं पाया था। तो आज थोड़ा टाइम मिल गया, मानवीन भैया ने भी अभी कॉल करके बताया कि आज है
ओके
सेशन,
ओके,
तो मैंने कहा ठीक है, कनेक्ट हो जाऊंगा
ठीक
मैं।
है, वेरी नाइस। हम लोग ये भगवत गीता के ऊपर चैप्टर
हाँ।
वाइज, रादर वर्स वाइज एक एक श्लोक लेकर हम डिस्कस कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि कई स्टूडेंट्स का
अच्छा।
फीडबैक आया था कि वो भगवत गीता पढ़ तो रहे हैं, श्लोक पढ़ रहे हैं, ट्रांसलेशन और परपट तात्पर्य के साथ पढ़ रहे हैं, लेकिन उतना अच्छे तरीके से प्रैक्टिकली अपने अभी कैसे समझना है, अप्लाई कर सके अपने लाइफ में। तो वो
यस सर।
रिक्वेस्ट था उनका कि कुछ ऐसा हमको कोई सीनियर हमको गाइड कर सके। तो हमने फिर ये सोच के ये क्लासेस स्टार्ट किया है, जिसमें हम एक एक वर्ड्स पे डिस्कस कर रहे हैं और इसका कैसे प्रैक्टिकल अपने लाइफ में अप्लाई कर सके उसके ऊपर अंडरस्टैंडिंग के साथ। So this will
यस सर, अच्छी बात।
definitely help you if you
यस
just
सर।
get connected, you attend daily regularly, you definitely get help from
अच्छा
this.
सर, रेगुलर होता है सर ये?
Yeah, regular, daily from 8 to 9 a.m. we are 9 p.m. we are doing this, and
ओके।
daily basis either we are able to cover one verse daily or 2-3 verse daily, or one verse in 2-3 days. That means, because this does not matter, because we have no this Bhagavad Gita, we don't have to give any exam. Here we
यस
are
सर।
to understand the knowledge and properly apply it in our life. Okay. Okay,
यस
so
सर।
we'll
यस सर।
start. I'll start with short prayer. Huh? So you can, I'll share the screen. You can also recite along with me. And even if you're not able to, then you can hear. These prayers are very powerful. We recite before so that we can uh, take blessings from the Lord and understand the knowledge. ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं देहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् अद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निधि नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरतसे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते। सप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Once again welcome everyone for today's discussion on Srimad Bhagavad Gita chapter 2nd and verse number 2nd. Before starting, I would like to request you may kindly share something from our yesterday's discussion, what we discussed yesterday, and we'll proceed ahead. So I would like to request each and every one of you who have attended yesterday's lecture, you please share something, one point, even the smallest point which you are able to recall. You may share those points. Yes, yes, Divyanshu.
हरे कृष्ण गुरु जी।
हरे कृष्ण।
सर कल अपन ने ये देखा कि है ना अर्जुन जो थे उनकी मतलब वो मटेरियल वर्ल्ड से कुछ ज्यादा अटैच हो गए थे, तो उसके कारण मतलब उनके मन में वो आ गई थी इम्प्योरिटीज। तो वही कृष्ण भगवान बताते हैं कि है ना आप मेरे फ्रेंड होके मतलब मेरे उनका जो रिलेशन था वो मेरे फ्रेंड होके तब भी मतलब तुम इतने इम्प्योर कैसे हो गए, मतलब तुम इतने ज्यादा अटैच कैसे हो गए। ये सब एक आर्यन फैमिली को जो बिलोंग करते हैं उन सबको ये सब शोभा नहीं देता है। आप अन आर्यन वाले कार्य कर रहे हैं, यही सब बताया था।
Yes, very nice. So what lesson do we learn from this? What is for us to be learned from this?
एक जो आर्यन समाज से होते हैं उन्हें मतलब इस मटेरियल वर्ल्ड से ज्यादा अटैच नहीं होना चाहिए, इससे वो अपने पर्पस से भटक जाते हैं।
Okay, this is for who belong to Aryan Samaj, Aryan. But what is practical or what is for me in this verse? I discussed it yesterday, and you can share something. What I said means what, like Krishna, he is telling to Arjuna that because you are my companion, you are my friend, so it does not befit you to have these kinds of impurities. So
yes.
So what should be our attitude? How we should see this connected to us? How it is connected with me?
सर ये मतलब आपने एक एग्जांपल देके समझाया था कि जैसे कि अगर कोई एक बड़ी सी फायर से अगर एक कोई स्पार्क अगर अलग हो जाती है तो वो अपनी आइडेंटिटी खो देती है, मतलब अपनी क्वालिटीज खो देती है, लेकिन जैसे ही वो मतलब उस फायर के साथ मिलती है तो वो अपनी मतलब क्वालिटीज वापस प्राप्त कर लेती है। इसी तरीके से मतलब अपन को भी भगवान श्री कृष्ण के साथ मिलना चाहिए और खुद को समर्पित करना चाहिए।
Okay, definitely. What you have explained is the process by which we can regain our original qualities. That is definitely correct. But I'm asking how Arjuna's situation, this situation, is is connected with us. We are also in the same situation as Arjuna. I explained this point also.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. Although you explained, that is very nice. You gave the the solution also. That's correct. Yes. Anyone else would like to speak on this? Yes. Nobody. Okay. Okay. I'll answer briefly and then I'll move ahead. So I explained this yesterday that like Arjuna, like Krishna, he is telling to Arjuna that because you are my friend, and who I am? I am the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. He does not speak this thing that I am Supreme Lord here right now in this present verse, but when he is asking, when he is telling Arjuna, "Kutastva kasmalam idam vismesam upastitam," when he says like that means it is not appropriate for Arjuna to carry out these impurities because he is a friend of Krishna and Krishna is the Supreme Lord himself. I give the example that if a person who is a friend of Bill Gates or any richest person, so that person cannot live in a poor condition of life. That's not possible. So if a person who is very poor, who is not even able to eat, get his food for maintenance of body, so that means he is not actually the friend of richest person. You are able to understand this point. So similarly, Arjuna's case is also he is because he is a friend of Krishna. So Arjuna must be very qualified. He cannot come into ignorance. The person who is connected with the Supreme, he must always be happy and blissful. And that is also our position because, like Arjuna, Arjuna is just a medium. Through Arjuna, Lord Krishna is trying to teach us also that we are also his part and parcel. So our position is also very great. And I discussed that we are pure spirit soul. So to have these kinds of impurities, bad impurities, and to carry it out with ourselves, it does not actually, it is not appropriate for us. So we should immediately find out some proper means by which we can remove these impurities and come back to our original quality, regain our original qualities. Just like suppose if a very richest person, if a rich person, if a son of a rich person, he somehow or other he gets entangled into some forest and he loses his memory. है ना बोलते ना याददाश्त चला गया. So he lost all his memory, past memory, and he just forgets that I am son of such and such rich person, and he gets entangled into in a forest and where so many Adivasis, tribal people, they are living. So he mixes with them and he also becomes like them, without proper clothing, without proper food. He is just living like them, and he completely forgets his original position, and he gets involved with them. uh, he starts engaging in all kinds of nonsense activities, and somehow or other he is leading his life. So if another person who knows that, Arey, you are son of such and such rich person, why are you loitering like this in this forest? This does not befit your position. You are not meant to live like this because you are the son of such a rich person. So then then that person tries to uh, reawaken his original position. And when the person gets back his original identity, then what he should do? He should immediately wrap up everything there. He should give up that place, and he should come back to his father and live a life like a king, because that was his original position. Similarly, in this world, we got entangled and we even forgot who are we. And we didn't know that we are spirit soul. We consider ourselves that I am this body, I am such and such person, I am born in India, I am South Indian, I am North Indian, I am different places. We start identifying ourselves, not only us, a human being, but even animals also. A dog, he thinks that I am a dog. A pig, he thinks I am a pig. Similarly, everyone identifies with this body, and accordingly they try to adjust their living situation and try to become happy in those circumstances. But actually, this is a very low level of happiness for us, because we originally belong to Supreme Lord. We are a spirit soul, and we have a right to enjoy better quality of happiness. We are not actually meant to enjoy life like this. And actually, the kind of happiness which people are trying to enjoy in this world, and that is not actually happiness also. People are only miserable, frustrated only. They are suffering only. Like Adrish said, that I am not fine. So this is the condition of all the people around the world. Why? Because they have forgotten their original position. Their original position of being a subordinate, a part and parcel, pure spirit soul, a part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. So they have this right to access the eternal bliss, and it is easily accessible to us. Just like that son of a rich person, he forgot, and in forgetful condition, he was trying to live with those tribals in the forest and trying to enjoy the low grade happiness which those tribals were having by eating some kind of living entities, by eating on the ground, and by sleeping wherever, and no security, all kinds of all those low grade happiness. But she was actually belonging to means a rich person, and he had better facilities. So he should come back to those that place. He should not remain there. That was his position. Similarly, we should also come back to this artificial way of living which we are living right now. This artificial external happiness which we are trying to get from sense gratification. This is actually does not befit our position of being a spirit soul. So this was the main lesson we learned from in this contest, and that is why here in this verse, I'll bring back the verse. Here in this verse, Lord Krishna is saying, what he is saying, Kutastva kasmalamidam, where from this dirtiness you have acquired, Arjuna. Similarly, we should also ask this question to ourselves, that Kutastva kasmalamidam, we have acquired all these dirty things within our heart, and why we are so much trying to become happy, or to enjoy our senses, and to act according to the dictation of the mind, because that does not satisfy us. 2 days back I gave one more example. Like if you are stuck in some desert area, like in Rajasthan or Sahara desert, somewhere in desert area, and you are, and so much hot sun is very hot, and you are feeling so much thirsty. So if a person comes and gives you a drop of water, like you get Charnamrit. So like that, if he gives a few drops of water and puts in your hand, so before even you can drink it, that will get evaporated. So even if you drink it, will that water means quench your thirst? Will you be able to satisfy yourself with that water? No. Why? Because uh, that water is not sufficient to satisfy your thirst. So what you have to do, you have to come back to a place, a proper where there is some proper well, means greenery is there. So you have to change the place, and you have to drink water from there. Similarly, although everyone is trying in this world to enjoy his senses, to enjoy all the resources, trying to fulfill the desires of the mind, dictations of the mind. But what is the observation? This is the observation of everyone. What is the observation? This is not something theoretical I am teaching you. This is what you have already practically experienced. I am just trying to point it out. That's all. I'm not telling something which is theoretical and in future you will experience. This is experienced by everyone. And what is the experience? Yes, can anybody tell? What is the experience? Yes?
we are we aren't happy in any situation.
Yeah. So this is the result. Although we try our best to fulfill all the desires of the mind, but what happens? There may be two conditions. First one, If desires are not satisfied because of lack of resources, because of lack of capacity, either of the cases, then what will happen? If the mind's desires does not get satisfied, then what will happen? Immediately frustration, isn't it? Then also there is problem, we are not satisfied. And suppose if the mind's desire we are able to satisfy, then there is also problem. What is the problem? Somebody else should speak apart from Shivam. Yes, especially those who have not spoken, they may speak. Yes, what will be the problem then?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Umang.
If our mind desires are fulfilled, then we expected more for it.
Yeah, definitely. Very nice. One more point is there. Can you guess? Okay, I'll tell. So this point is very much correct. Suppose if your mind's desires gets fulfilled, then what will happen? The desires in the mind will increase immediately. Okay, and then again if it gets fulfilled, then what? Then again it will increase. And in this way, mind has unlimited desires, but the capacity is limited, resources are limited. And even to fulfill the desires of the mind, the process of acquiring the resources, that requires a hard struggle. That is not easy, that is not easily available, that you just desired and the resources are just available. That's not possible. Even to acquire the resources to fulfill the desires of the mind, we have to put so much hard struggle, isn't it? And then if the resources are collected, and if you have the capacity of the body and senses, and you are able to properly utilize also, then what will happen? The desire in the mind will again increase, and it has unlimited desires. Ultimately, it will, some point will come where ultimately it will lead towards frustration. And there are many connected problems with this. So the point is that doesn't matter what is the means how much success we achieve, how much resources we are able to gather for our enjoyment, but mind will never be satisfied. It will always be hankering for more, more and more. Why? The reason is the same. Just like if you are get stuck in the desert, so your thirst is more. One or two drops of water cannot satisfy you. Similarly, as a spirit soul, we are originally we have spiritual desires which cannot be satisfied actually by material things, and that is why there is incompatible situation, and because of which there is uh, this frustration. So lack of proper uh, knowledge, lack of proper resources, available resources, there is generation of frustration. And only this, because we are spiritual, so only spiritual enjoyment can fulfill our desires, and we can become properly satisfied and happy. Just like if you are if we talk about this body, if you belong to India and if you go to America and live in America, so the environment, the things, resources, food, those they will not be so much appropriate for your body. You will feel uncomfortable, especially for at least for some time. After that, body gets habituated to it. This is the nature of body, because body changes. We discuss this. Body is not eternal, body is changing, but the soul does not change. So even when the soul is spirit soul comes from the spiritual world to this material world, soul does not get changed. That is why soul is always incompatible in this material situation. But even while living in this world, if we can get connected to the source of spiritual bliss, that is Supreme Lord Krishna, then we can achieve happiness. This is very much possible. This is not something theoretical, because the first aspect which we discussed, that the happiness or enjoyment in this material world which we are trying to get is actually hypothetical. It's not compatible with our desires. So this we all have experienced. This is not theory, this is practical. So similarly, the other thing which this is also explained in the Bhagavad Gita, and the solution or answer to get the spiritual bliss is also explained in the Bhagavad Gita, and that is when we get associated with the Supreme Lord. So this is also not theoretical, and any one of you who are chanting regularly this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, who are regularly connected with the process of Krishna consciousness, they have experienced this. I myself I'm connected, so I'm experiencing this. There is a difference between these two kind of. Otherwise, just imagine there are many devotees, who are chanting the same Hare Krishna Mahamantra from last 50 years, 45 years, 50 years. They're chanting same Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but they are not getting bored. Rather, they are experiencing newer and newer bliss, happiness. And on the other hand, they are enhancing their spiritual qualities. Why? If it is just theoretical, if this chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra is just some material sound vibration, then how can a person chant for so many years continuously? Is it possible? Have you, from your practical experience, uh, uh, have you ever heard any music song continuously for many years? Even your most favorite music song, how many times can you hear? Or your most favorite movie, how many times can you watch? 5 times, 10 times, 15 times, 20 times, 100 times? How many times? Not more than that. After some number of times, you will feel bored. You will desire something new, something new. Why you are desiring something new again and again? Because those particular material object was not, could not satisfy your desire, could not make you happy. That is why you are desiring more, something new, something other than this. But one who is chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, who becomes a devotee, he does not anchor for something other thing, some other thing to get happiness. He is satisfied by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and he is feeling bliss, happy. He is able to control his mind. Like in Bombay, so many people, more than means 2 crore people, they are living. So they are having all the resources. They can go to movies, they can attend parties, they can eat so many things, and they can do so many other things to get enjoyment from material things. But still, all those people, when they don't get satisfied, even after changing all the material things, they come to temple to have the spiritual bliss. They are looking for that. Many Bollywood stars, they come to ISKCON temple, and they share their experience also, that here the bliss which we experience here is not available in entire Bombay. And there are many businessmen, they also come, many people, students, working, youth, child, old, everyone is coming. So many people, they come, they want to get connected to the Lord. Why? Because outside they have tried all the means to become happy, but they could not get satisfaction. But the person who are living in the temple, who are connected with this process, whether outside or inside the temple, doesn't matter. There are many people, many devotees who are working outside, who are engineers, doctors, advocates, so many position holders. They are working there, but as a duty, they are doing their job. They have family, wives, children, everyone. But all of them, they practice Krishna consciousness within their home, and they come regularly to the temple, and they hear lectures on the Bhagavad Gita. They associate with the devotees of the Lord, and they chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and they are satisfied with this. And they do not go outside to watch movies, to attend parties, to have some illicit connection with other women, and to enjoy different kinds of sense gratification. They don't go outside, but outside people, they come to have a taste of spiritual bliss. So this indeed proves that this chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, or the bliss when you get from connection with the Supreme Lord, is indeed actual source of happiness, actual source of spiritual bliss. So this is a proof, and anyone who is chanting, they can get this. So this was the main thing which I tried in this regarding this verse. So that is why we should take this lesson from this situation of Arjuna. Arjuna is temporarily overcome by this illusion, and it represents our position. Arjuna was not having actually this position. This was by the will of the Lord. Arjuna was put into illusion. Arjuna was made means like resembling our situation, so that Lord Krishna can impart this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So through the medium of Arjuna, Lord Krishna wanted to give us teachings. But Arjuna, because he is eternal companion of the Lord, he is eternally connected with the Lord, so he can never have any material lamentation. He is always blissful. But for the time being, for that 1 hour period, almost 1 hour period, Lord Krishna put him into illusion, and just to give us the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. This was the main. Okay, I hope you are able to get this point. If you have, any one of you have any questions regarding this, you may ask. Otherwise, we'll go ahead. Yes, anyone is having any question?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, what's your name? Please introduce.
Yeah, my name is Santosh. I'm from Telangana.
Okay. Naveen's friend.
Okay. Yeah, Navin's friend.
Okay, okay. Yeah, you may ask.
Main behavior is they don't satisfy, like they want more and more.
I could not hear you from the beginning. Please repeat what you asked.
Okay, now I am I audible?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, see, like human behavior is something like they don't satisfy with anything. They
Yeah.
want more and more.
Yes.
Like, how can we know that stop here? Like, we don't want something else. Like, we should be satisfied with these things. Like, when
Your voice is sometimes breaking. So please
I
repeat
get
once
some
again.
salary and
1 minute, 1 minute. Your voice is getting. Hare Krishna.
okay, now is it okay?
Yeah, yeah. Now I'm able to hear you. You can continue. Yes.
Yeah. My doubt is when will we know that like we should be satisfied with these things?
Okay. So you want
Like
to ask?
whatever the particulars we, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. If I'm not wrong, you are asking that in different situation, different material things, we are trying to become happy, but everyone is experiencing that we are not able to get satisfaction. But your question is that you want that how can we know
Uh,
how we can become fully satisfied and happy, isn't it? Is that your question?
no. Like my question is, uh, we will keep trying to get better things, right?
Okay.
Then like now we have some things with us. Like when should we stop thinking that we should get some more better things? Like if I am getting some salary
Okay, okay.
50,000.
Okay, okay. Understood, understood. Okay, let me answer. You
Okay.
can mute yourself. So your question is that everyone we try for to acquire many things. Then how we can become satisfied? You wanted to give example that I have 50,000 salary. So how and at what position or how we can become satisfied that okay, I don't need further things. So the point is that I've already explained this point with the example of this you are stuck in some desert, some part of desert. So you are thirsty. So the answer is that actually, if you are trying to get happiness or satisfaction from material things or things of this world, then that's not possible. This is very clear. I don't want to put you into illusion. I don't want to unnecessarily speak some jugglery of word and say that you try this way, you do this somehow or other. You ultimately you will achieve happiness. That will be actually misguidance. But I'm strictly speaking according to the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna very clearly explains that dukhalyam asashvatam. He says this material world is dukhalyam. And he also says, Yehi samsaparsija bhoga dukkha yonya yevate. That as soon as one comes in contact with any material objects, that same material object or any situation, that same situation or material object becomes source of dukkha yoni. Dukkha yoni means source of miseries. It becomes source of miseries. So this is not possible. And when I say material things means that anything which is in separateness from the Supreme Lord. If you are using anything or any concept, or if one is trying to become happy living independent of the Supreme Lord, then that is not possible. But even while living in this world, while doing your own job, you can become fully satisfied and happy when you connect everything with the Supreme Lord. That is why I gave the example. Like in Bombay, so many devotees, they are connected with the temple. So, but they are living outside. They are having with means their wife, children, their family is there. But because they are doing their job as a matter of duty, they are not doing their job so that they can become happy from those jobs. They are not. They don't have this misconception. They are just executing their duty. Why? Because they understand, because I am put into this situation by Krishna's arrangement, so I must do my duty. I must take care of my family. This is my responsibility. But they understand that actual happiness and bliss I can get from Lord Supreme Lord Krishna. So they keep Supreme Lord in their center, and they practice this Krishna consciousness, and then they can achieve the perfect peace and happiness and satisfaction. If somebody misses this point, because the reason is very simple, I have already explained that because you are a spirit soul, your nature is spiritual, you are not material. So if your nature is spiritual, how can you become happy in material arrangements? That's not possible. And this is the experience with everyone. That suppose you are talking about your example, that I am having some material things, and suppose if I am getting 50,000 per month salary, if I increase, and can I get some at some point of time, can I be able to become happy and satisfied with some material objects? That's not possible, because we have experienced so many people are there. What you are desiring right now, what is the goal of your what things you are right now desiring, those all things have been actually already achieved by so many people in America and Western countries, in India also, but still they are not satisfied. There are people who have achieved all the success in their life, all material success, good name, fame, good bodily beauty, and good amount of money, good position, power, everything, but still they are not satisfied. So many examples, need not mention the examples right now, because you are already aware of these things. So many people, successful people, they are committing suicides. Why? If they have got all those material things. So this is a very simple logic or common sense anybody can understand. By just observing the world around us, by just looking at the news we are getting every day, we can just simply understand that material things of this world cannot make us uh, satisfied and happy permanently. And if we want to become fully satisfied and happy, we need some spiritual process. Spiritual process means we need to get connected to the Supreme Lord. Okay? Yes, does this answer your question?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. So one more request. You are already able to perfectly understand. You already mentioned that because you have this common sense, you have this intelligence. That is why you are able to understand. And by Krishna's grace, you are connected to this classes of Bhagavad Gita. You just continue. If you just continue, you continue to attend the classes of Bhagavad Gita, and you start chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and then gradually, automatically, you will become happy. You will be able to control your mind. You will become peaceful. You will get satisfaction. Everything. This is all byproduct. Automatically, it will come to you. You need not to separately endeavor for this, because you have come to the right path. Suppose if you are sitting in a train. So if you know that you have taken the proper train, and if you know that the train is running, so you need not to separately run to reach your destination. You just have to peacefully sit. You can sleep also, and you forget. Or even if you forget the train is running, still you will reach the destination. Why? Because you are on the right path. Similarly, if you just get connected to the Supreme Lord, you get connected to this process. Even without your knowledge, you will get all happiness. Even without your knowledge, you will find yourself that I am able to control my mind. I am able to understand. I am able to get the knowledge. This knowledge will get automatically revealed within your heart, because this is confirmed by Lord Krishna. He says, "Nasti buddhira yuktasya, na cha yuktasya bhavana, na cha bhavetah santir, asantasya kuto sukham." In this verse, he says, in opposite way, that if a person who is not connected with me, na asti yuktasya, means if one is not connected with me, then there will be no proper control over mind. and intelligence. And if there is no proper control over mind and intelligence, then his mind will not be peaceful. And how can there be happiness if one's mind is not peaceful? So in this way, he says, one cannot achieve happiness if one is not connected with me. So in other way, we can understand, if one gets connected to the Supreme, then automatically happiness will come. And I have given many times this example. Like if your mobile is discharged completely, so you just need to connect the charger with mobile, and other side with the electricity source, and you just switch on the board. Automatically the mobile will get charged without your knowledge. That's very simple process. It does not require. So just try to understand. So many people, they are doing so many peace conferences, and so many intelligence they are trying to apply to become happy, to make people happy. But this is all being done separately, independent of the Supreme Lord. That is why there is no result. But even if a small child, he doesn't have any so much intelligence, he cannot even plan so much. If he just gets connected to the Supreme Lord, he can become happy. So things are very simple. Okay. Yes. Anyone else has any question regarding this? You can ask any kind of question till now, whatever we have discussed, because I'm not going to go ahead today because time is already short. We have only 20 minutes. So I would like to request you that any one of you can ask any question, especially those who are attending from many days. So you can ask any question. From tomorrow, we'll uh, proceed ahead with the second verse. Yes, anyone is having question? Adrish, you have some questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Umang.
As we are knows that in the previous ages the Kshatriya or the different varieties of people are selected according to their qualities. So I want to ask that, is the king select their मतलब जो अपने जो होते हैं, क्या बोलते हैं उन्हें,
बच्चों को? ओके, समझ गया. I got your question.
बच्चों को कैसे सेलेक्ट करते थे वो भी
Yeah,
मतलब
I got.
वर्णाश्रम ढंग से.
Yes. So what was the case earlier? A son of a Brahmin, he naturally becomes a Brahmin. Why? Because a Brahmana, because he himself is a proper Brahmana. He has all the qualities of Brahmana, and he is acting like a Brahmana. So when a son takes birth there, you can mute yourself. So naturally, the Brahmana, he also used to teach his son all the Brahminical qualities from the beginning of his life, and that made sure that the son of a Brahmana becomes Brahmana. But in some cases, very rare cases, when it was found that the son of a Brahmana, although he was given all the training from his father, from his guru, but he some or other he became degraded. So he was not then accepted as a Brahmana. He was considered as Dvijabandhu, a relative of a Brahmana, not as a Brahmana. Similarly, with the case with the Kshatriyas. So the kings, they used to properly train their son. After all, the son, and we from medical science also, we understand that the children, they inherit the qualities of their mother and father, isn't it? So if a king, when he used to give birth to a son or daughter, so then naturally they used to inherit most of the qualities of their father. They used to also they used to be very powerful, very intelligent, and very heroic and very virtuous. And above this, the king used to give them proper training by sending them to Gurukul and personally also. In this way, in most of the cases, 95%, 99%, the son of a king used to become a king, because not just because he has taken birth from the king. No, because he has taken birth from a king, naturally he used to inherit all the good qualities of the king, and then king used to further provide him proper training, and in this way he used to develop all the qualities of being a king, and then he used to become the king. But in some cases, when the son, even after giving so much training and all this, the son was degraded, then he was not given the throne, he was not made the king. And there are many instances like this, because this kingly position was it's not like today's situation. Democracy is not actually the best policy to rule the kingdom. It is in one sense was, but democracy is not the best. Why? Because democracy means what? You give up, you tell all of you choose who should be the king. But the most of the citizens, they are just like innocent, ignorant of the uh, matter. So to whom they will choose? They don't have knowledge. But earlier, what was the case? The king was chosen by Brahmanas. Only Brahmanas could choose the king. Why? Because Brahmanas, they have the proper Vedic knowledge. They were situated on the platform of goodness. They have the control over the senses, mind and senses. They were not attached to material things. They were not greedy, that I will choose such and such person as king and he will supply me so many facilities. No, they used to live in a hut. What to speak of other ages? Even Chanak Pandit, he never lived in a palace. He was in Kali Yuga. Every one of you know Chanak Pandit. He was Miss Brahmana, but he never lived in palace, and he only chose Chandragupta Maurya, and he only gave all the guidance and direction to the Chandragupta Maurya how to rule. So this was the difference. Earlier, Brahmanas used to give proper guidance, and Brahmanas were also themselves very properly qualified and trained in the matter of spiritual knowledge. In this way, the king, and sometimes when the Brahmanas observed that the son of the king is not qualified to become king, then they means the son was not enthroned as king. Then the Brahmanas would choose some other person who is qualified to become the king. And that is why sometimes they used to do yajna and produce the son from the yajna so that he can become qualified to rule. And we have many examples like Prithu Maharaj, the father of Prithu Maharaj. What is the name? King Vena. So King Vena, when his father left kingdom and he went to practice austerities to attain the Supreme Lord. This is also very important. Earlier, kings used to, although they were having all the facilities, all the resources to enjoy, earlier the emperor, they were not the king of some country. They were emperor of entire earth planet, like Bharat Maharaj, Yudhishthira Maharaj, Parikshit Maharaj, all this. They were so great. They were having all the resources, facilities to enjoy. But still, after some period of time, when they have properly executed their duties in the matter of ruling over the kingdom, and they have established another king properly, then they used to immediately renounce these means palaces and resources and facilities to practice devotional service to attain the Supreme Lord, because they understood, they have this knowledge that only if I achieve the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, then only I can perfect my life and I can become completely happy and blissful. That is why the kings were known as Rajarishis. They were not just Rajas, means they were not just kings, they were saintly kings. And this word comes many times in Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. Lord Krishna also says, Evam parampara praptam imam rajarishyo vidu. That this knowledge was transferred. This spiritual knowledge was transferred from one saintly king to another saintly king. So earlier kings used to be very saintly. They were not so much attached to the position like nowadays. Even after at the verge of death, the person is fighting to get the position, to get the political position. So that was not the case earlier. They used to leave everything, and after when they have established, properly executed their responsibilities, they used to uh, go towards God. But the point is that what questions you have asked, the point is that when the Brahmanas, they observed that some of the king, he is not qualified, they used to reject him, like King Vena. So when his father left the king, he left the kingdom and went back to take shelter of the Supreme Lord. His son was made the king because he was qualified, he was having Kshatriya spirit. But after becoming king, when he became disqualified, he was acting like nowadays the king, I mean, political people, they act. So when he was acting like a dacoit, harassing the citizens. He was not able to properly manage. Then the Brahmanas immediately came into the picture and they dethroned him. And when he objected, then the Brahmanas only they killed him. And from Yajna, they produced another son, King Prithu, who was actually incarnation of God. And he was then made the king. So this was there. Okay. I hope you got the answer.
जी प्रभु जी.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, Adrish, you wanted to ask something. Yes, Adrish, you wanted to ask something.
भूल गया जैसे
भूल गया, ठीक है, मैं याद दिलाता हूँ. एक क्वेश्चन है, चलो ठीक है, आपको याद है तो पूछना. और किसी का क्वेश्चन है? और किसी का है? नो क्वेश्चन.
Hare
Okay.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Shivam. Adrish, you can mute yourself.
Prabhuji, I have to make a comment
Yes, you can make.
on my personality. Prabhuji, as far as I am concerned, my nature is such like that I am feel nervousness whenever there is bit typical situation or a tough situation. So by analyzing the Bhagavad Gita, I realized that I want to my nature is such like that I want to control the result. So that's why I suffer through the nervousness. So am I correct, Prabhuji?
Yeah, definitely. It's with everyone. Everyone is attached to his result. That is why one becomes fearful, nervousness comes, depression comes. Yes. So this is the main reason. Lord Krishna will explain these things in further chapters, that we should not get attached to our results of our work. And how to become this detached, this everyone knows. That because if you become attached to your results, then you will suffer. You will not able. Then you will not be able to even execute your duties properly. But nobody knows how to become detached. That is explained in the Bhagavad Gita. Okay. Yes. Go ahead. Yes, even what's your question? Acha, you wanted to make a comment. Okay, that's correct. Yeah, definitely. And if you go on hearing,
Okay, Prabhuji.
you will get the answer also, proper process also by which you can become detached, so that you will not feel nervousness. You will not become fearful. Okay.
Prabhuji, I
Yes.
have a little question that how to get out from this control of result. Means uh, I don't want to think about the result, but
Yeah. So
somehow or
yeah,
other I
I
just
already explained
get
this
into
point.
it.
Yeah. So you just go on hearing the classes of Bhagavad Gita. You will get the answer for this, how to become detached, because this is all explained by Lord Krishna, specifically in second chapter, the knowledge which he has given. In third chapter, entire third chapter is actually Karma Yoga. The name of third chapter is Karma Yoga. So in that third chapter, we'll discuss regarding this point in great detail with so many verses, and we'll discuss through many examples. Okay. So you wait for some time.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Okay. Anyone else is having any question? Otherwise, I'll put one question, because I heard somebody was having this question, and this is natural question. Somebody may get this question, so but it requires clarification. That sometime the question was that when we are discussing this Bhagavad Gita, so why so many times I am speaking about God? Why so many times I am speaking to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra? Why I am so many times I am speaking to take shelter of the Supreme Lord? What is the knowledge of Gita? I am not speaking much about the knowledge of Gita, but only God, and the Spirit Soul. Yes, anyone of you can answer this question? Then I'll explain. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Shivam.
Prabhuji, because our real identity is his spirit soul, and we are just entangled in this material contamination. So that's why we have to uh, uh, awaken our real consciousness. That's why uh, we
Yes.
have to
Okay.
hear
Yes.
about God.
Yeah. Okay. Very nice. Yes. Anyone else? Yes. Anyone else would like to say?
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Umang.
Hare Prabhuji, as we know that we are parts and parcel of the super soul. We are the soul, and we are just entangled in this material world, and we can only just engage to the God by only chanting or hearing about God, or taking shelter to him. That's why we are chanting, so that we can engage in him. And if we are engaged in him, then we can get our real identity, and we can get back to Godhead. That's why we are doing this.
Yes. Very nice. Yes. Anyone else would like to add something? Okay.
Hare Krishna
Yes.
Guruji.
Yes,
Uh,
Divyanshu.
I want to add a thing that if we जैसे कि अपन जब भगवान के साथ अटैच हो जाते हैं तो उसके कारण है ना जो मटेरियल वर्ल्ड की मतलब मिजरीज हैं उससे अपन अफेक्ट नहीं हो सकते। मतलब जो जैसे अपन खाली बैठे रहते हैं तो फिर अपने दिमाग में बहुत सी मतलब ख्याल आते रहते हैं फालतू के, बुरे भी और अच्छे भी। तो जब अपन भगवान से अटैच हो जाते हैं तो ये सारे ख्याल मतलब एक तरीके से बिल्कुल कम हो जाते हैं। इस वजह से मतलब इनसे बच सकते हैं।
Yes. Very nice. Definitely. Yes, Sandeep.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
Hare Krishna.
प्रभु जी, मैं आपकी बात को थोड़ा टाइम से कनेक्ट करना चाहूंगा, क्योंकि जब तक हम स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड से नहीं जुड़ सकते ना, तो हम अपने पास्ट के और फ्यूचर के बारे में ज्यादा सोचते हैं। जैसे अर्जुन था, अर्जुन सोच रहा था अगर मैं इनको मार दूंगा तो इनके मतलब जो हस्बैंड लोग हैं वो मर जाएंगे, लेडीज रह जाएंगी। बिना हस्बैंड के लेडीज मतलब उसको एक गलत निगाह से देखा जाता है। और काफी बातें आ रही थी जो समय के प्रति, फ्यूचर के लिए जो सोच रहा था। उस टाइम वो स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड से नहीं जुड़ पाया था, तो श्री कृष्ण ने उसको समझाया और स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड से जोड़ने की कोशिश की। और स्पिरिचुअलिटी से जब जुड़ेगा तो जो मतलब समय में आने वाला है या पीछे छूट गया उसकी जो टेंशन है वो बहुत कम हो जाती
Yes. Very nice. Definitely. So this is the solution. Sandeep also explained the same thing, and Divyanshu also the same. Shivam also and Umang, they all said the same thing, that when we talk about Supreme Lord, talk about Krishna or this process of Krishna consciousness, chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So it's not that why you are only talking about God, because this is the solution. What else is the solution? If I neglect this core philosophy, if I say something else which may be very nice to hear, like there are so many motivational speakers, they speak so many things, but they never speak about surrendering to the Supreme Lord. They never speak about chanting to become submissive to the Lord. What is the use? People just hear, for the time being they get entertained, but the problems are the same. There is no improvement in their life. So what will be the use? And if I just speak like this, then you will be also cheated. I'll become cheater, and that's not correct. This will be cheating towards you also. This will be cheating to God also, because I'm using the knowledge of Gita and misdirecting you, because this is the core philosophy of Bhagavad Gita. Gita does not mean that uh, something other. Bhagavad Gita means Bhagavat. Bhagavat means what? Bhagavan. The word, the name Bhagavad Gita itself is connected with the Supreme Lord. What else to be spoken about this? And because this is the solution, I'll give two examples, then you will be able to connect it with. The one is, suppose you have taken admission into some college. Okay, you are suppose studying in some college. I mean, if when you are going, you are attending all the classes. So when you are attending all the classes, you are finding that teacher, she always speak about study. He is always teaching. He is always speaking something about science, laws, all this. He never speaks about table tennis. What is this nonsense? What is this college? Are Baba, in our college there is table tennis also, sports also, volleyball court also, basketball court also. But this foolish teacher, he always speak about laws, science, theories, and all these experiments, everything. He never speaks about volleyball. He never explains me all these things. No, the college is actually meant for, the real purpose of the college is to give you education, not to give you some sports facilities. That is a side benefit. Similarly, the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is actually to connect you with the Supreme Lord, to make you a devotee of the Supreme Lord, so that you can actually become happy in your life, not to just entertain you with some vocabulary of words. Even if sometimes in the Bhagavad Gita some of the verses are there, which talks about maintenance of the body, like there is one verse in 6th chapter, Yukta hara viharasya, Yukta cheshtasya karmasya, Yukta swapna bodhasya yoga bhavati dukkha, that if one regulates his eating, sleeping, and recreation, then he can mitigate his suffering. Even if such kinds of words Lord Krishna has spoken, so he is not speaking just that you only maintain your body, you only regulate your body. This has been because he is our Almighty Father, he is Supreme Well-Wisher. So he is not just giving us spiritual knowledge, but he is also directing us so that we can properly maintain our body. Because using this body only, we are going to practice spiritual life. So he is also speaking like in the college, there is mess facility also, sports facility also, medical facility also. But these facilities are given to the students so that they can properly maintain their body, they can remain peacefully and focus on their main goal. So that is the main purpose. So if you have taken admission into the engineering college, then you will get this engineering knowledge only. If you want to learn table tennis, then you go to table tennis college. That's very simple thing. Like in medical college, suppose if you are a diseased person, if you get infected with some disease, some kind of disease, so if you go to the hospital to get cured, you find, oh, nurse, when she comes, when doctor comes, he is also speaking this and this tablet, this injection, this tablet, this rules regulation, you should avoid this, you should not eat this, you should do this. And when nurse comes, she also is having so many tablets, injections, she is also talking about tablets, injection. When the relatives come, they also talk about this tablet you have not taken, you take now this tablet, this tablet. And the person's other patient, they are also talking about, I took this tablet, this tablet. Everywhere there's only medicine, medicine, medicine. What is this nonsense? I have come to hospital to cure my disease, and they are only talking about medicines, because the medicines is the solution. So that's why they are talking about medicines. And if you don't want to hear about medicines, you go out of the hospital. You go to some pub, you will only hear about drinking wine, smoking, and illicit connection, dancing. You only hear about this. That is your freedom, independence. Wherever you want to go, you are free to go. If you don't want to hear about medicine, you want to hear about only smoking, drinking, then go to pub. But then that will not cure your disease. If you go to the pub and drink and smoke, your disease will increase more. Your health will become more degraded. If you want to cure your disease, the disease in this world is that we are suffering. We are not satisfied, we are not happy, in spite of our full endeavor, full intelligence. We are always harassed by the situations around us, people around us. Our own mind is the cause of so much harassment for us. So if we understand that I am diseased, I need proper guidance, then we should take shelter of the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So we have to hear about Supreme Lord. We have to take shelter of the Supreme Lord. Okay, I understand, because if a person who is diseased, so the medicine, medicine does not taste him. He cannot eat medicine properly. It gives him bitter experience. But that is for temporary, for short period of time. When the disease is cured, he'll not get these medicines. Similarly, and this has been explained by one of our acharyas, Rupa Goswami. He says, in our disease condition of life, what is our disease? Material disease, lack of knowledge, ignorance, avidya. We have a disease of avidya, just like he gives the example of a person who is suffering from jaundice, philia. A jaundice person suffering from jaundice, whatever tasty sugar candy he tastes, the sugar candy bitters him. He feels like very bitter experience, and he does not want to drink sugar candy juice. But the same sugar cane juice is the medicine for him, and if he continues to drink the sugar cane juice, sweet juice, gradually the disease will get cured, and he will taste the nectar from it. Similarly, we have the disease of this avidya, ignorance, and we have so many wrong habits, wrong desires within our mind, impurities within our mind. That is why when we chant the holy name of the Lord, we hear so much about Krishna, so much about God, surrendering to the gods, becoming submissive to the God, and we feel like bitter experience. But this is the medicine for us. So rather, instead of rejecting it, we should be very enthusiastically taking it. And this has been explained by Rupa Goswami, one of our great acharyas. He says, what is that verse? Chatnam Krishna Charitadisu Kirtananu. Something like the verse I forgot, but the meaning of the verse is same. He says that this holy name, chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, this pastimes of the Lord, this Krishna consciousness, it's very nectarian, it's very tasty. But for a person who has a disease of avidya, she cannot experience this taste for some period of time. But if he further says, but kintu adarad khalu eva sajusta. But if he respectfully hears and he is regularly chanting, then gradually this disease will be cured, and the same spiritual matters, he'll experience great bliss out of it. Otherwise, why I'm regularly speaking on the Bhagavad Gita? I myself have read Bhagavad Gita 2 times, third times I'm reading. I'm speaking. Why? It cannot be artificial. When I used to teach mathematics, many students are there. IIT mathematics I'm teaching, hundreds of students are there, but still I sometimes I used to get bored. What is this? Again, sine theta, cos theta, integration, differentiation, because that was material. There was no taste. But even if one student comes, I am ready to give this class on Bhagavad Gita, and I get the bliss. Why? Because this Bhagavad Gita is not dead matter. This Bhagavad Gita is a living book. This is Supreme Lord Himself, and because I get connected to the Supreme Lord, so naturally there is taste, there is bliss, happiness, and when the happiness is there, so there is no you will not be able to even understand how your mind is uncontrolled. Mind is automatically controlled. Why? Because mind wants something higher, some tasty thing. If you give a very nice tasty thing, the mind does not have anchor for other nonsense thing. So in this way we attain this control over mind without even effort, without even any effort. So this is very proper method. So my kind request is that you be connected to with your all patience. You be connected to this process of Krishna consciousness by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra regularly. You can increase your chanting, and it will not waste your time. Rather, it will benefit you a lot. You all may increase, and you can you should all regularly attend these classes on Bhagavad Gita. Then definitely after some period of time, you yourself will experience this happiness within your heart. Sometimes it may happen, your mind may say, oh, I don't today I'm not feeling well, I don't like to attend this class. Yeah, or sometimes it mind may say, oh, I'm feeling sleepy because it's night, your class 8 to 9, I get sleepy. Or sometimes mind may cheat in another way. But this all happens, but this will be for short period of time. But if you keep attending in spite of all your struggles, then Krishna, because he is seeing, when Krishna, he sees that somebody is trying to understand my knowledge, so he becomes pleased. Even if you are not able to properly understand, even if you are feeling sleepy, even if you are distracted while listening to the lectures of Bhagavad Gita, but still, if you keep connected, keep yourself connected to Krishna consciousness, then you will get all help from the Supreme Lord, and eventually you will get purified, and in that condition you will experience the bliss also. There's no doubt about it. Okay, so I hope this is clear to all, and if you have any questions regarding this, you can ask. One question I can take because time is already over. Then we'll stop. Or anyone wants to add something more, 1 or 2 points we can take. Yes. Okay. I think nobody. Okay. No comment. Okay. Thank you very much for attending today's discussion on Bhagavad Gita. It's actually very nice. Your effort, Lord Krishna will definitely bless you because you are giving your time, valuable time. And this is worth. This is not a waste. Never consider this time to your waste. This is worth. And you will get definitely because from so many lifetimes, so many in this life also, we have endeavored so much to become happy. But this endeavor will not go into vain because this endeavor you are putting towards the Supreme Lord, and in this way you will achieve supreme perfection. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.